Some 3 weeks ago, it came to our attention that we might have a situation of an allegation of fraud that has transpired in the municipality. But I add at the very outset that right now it's only an allegation. The processes will have to follow, and therefore we'll not be able to pronounce on the guilt or otherwise of individuals that have been involved. After this came to our attention, we launched a preliminary internal investigation on these allegations, which were basically tantamount to fraud against a municipal employee or employees. At this stage, we are not sure as to the number of employees that are involved in this, and obviously that will be ascertained going forward. The allegation came as a result of a fraudulent letter of appointment that was issued to a service provider by one of our employees, appointing them to provide a certain service within the district to the value of 6.1250 million. The municipal manager then instituted a preliminary investigation into these allegations, and while this investigation was in progress, the said employee tendered an official letter of resignation on the 8th of August 2013, giving us a month's notice, which means then if you take that with logical conclusion, on the 8th of September that employees' employment with the municipality will then come to an end. The result of the preliminary investigation, which was done with the assistance of the internal IT section, has led to the employee being put on precautionary suspension. What has happened is that the municipal manager appointed a team. Obviously, the municipal manager doesn't do the investigation himself because there might be a conflict of interest. There was a team that did an investigation. In terms of the information that was brought out, the municipal manager then, after considering that information that was put on the table, felt that in the best interest of justice being served and objectivity and giving all parties a fair hearing, that a precautionary suspension would be in order. In a search for more evidence, the municipality is still continuing to pursue this internal disciplinary hearing, but it is our belief that for as long as the employee is in the said employee of the municipality, we will be pursuing this hearing, and we hope that once this investigation is finalized, we will be serving the necessary charges on the employee, which we hope will happen in the next day or two, notwithstanding the fact that the employee has already resigned. In the employee's resignation letter, he tendered the reasons that he has decided to pursue a career in business and will obviously be moving to the private sector to join business to further his career. The municipality obviously regards these allegations as of a very serious nature, and obviously in terms of the law it warrants a charge that will have to be opened by the municipal manager against this employee. The South African Police Services have already been contacted, and the municipal manager is presently finalizing his affidavit that he will have to put up as part of the charge, and we are hoping that by today or tomorrow that affidavit will be finalized, and then the formal charge will be opened by the South African Police Services so that they can continue with their investigation while we continue to pursue our own investigations. We have discussed this matter with the leadership of the municipality, and we will also be looking at, depending on the nature of the information that comes out from the reports, pursuing a forensic audit in terms of ensuring that these kind of things have never happened before and that this is the first one, but we can't be so sure, and therefore we want to pursue a full audit investigation of the matter, and to this end we will be approaching the provincial treasury in the province to assist us to do this investigation internally. Up until all those processes are completed, we won't be able to pronounce on any matters further, and obviously the police investigation will run parallel to whatever investigation the municipality so chooses. We have discussed this matter among the management, and we have concluded, and as part of our duty and the compliance, that we will ensure that whoever is investigating will give them all our support to ensure that we take this matter to its logical conclusion. Notwithstanding the fact that the employee may then leave the employer of the municipality, this matter will still go on, and the internal investigation will go on, and the police investigation will go on. So, notwithstanding the questions that you may want to pose to us, I think that way we will leave it. As the evidence that the municipal manager based his decision on to make a preliminary in terms of the preliminary investigation that led to the precautionary suspension, this is the documented evidence that he had placed in front of him. Unfortunately, I can't release it to you just yet, but maybe in the near future you will be able to get copies of this. So I'm showing you the evidence that was placed before the municipal manager before he was asked to make a decision on a precautionary suspension, which was a recommendation of the task team that was put in to investigate this matter.
If the municipal manager can just explain to us exactly what the person did wrong, or what the charge against him is, because it's not clear for me to find out exactly what this guy did, or what this person did, or accused of him of done.
Or is alleged to have done.
Yeah, alleged to have done.
Okay.
And then the amount again, I'm not clear about the amount involved.
It's 6.250 million. The said employee is alleged to have issued a tender to a service provider that basically does not exist in the nation. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean that taken documents and created, for want of a better word, a fictitious tender. When we double check that with the municipality, their order number, is there an order number on this? No, it's just a tender. Yeah, the tender issued to this company does not exist in terms, number one, it's not a service that we would have required. Number two, it's not a core function of ours for that service. And number three, there is no tender advert starting from your specification, your evaluation age. However, all that is included here, where they even have minutes approving the said tender, which never transpired in this municipality. So the long and short of it, Johan, is that the said tender does not exist in the records of this municipality.
So is there any similarity with what happened in HCM?
I'm not sure what happened in HCM, but I know what your next question is going to be. But let me answer it in this way. There is an employee from another municipality that's also involved in this.
Yeah, over there, the allegation also was that fraudulent signatures were involved.
In terms of this, I don't know, we haven't tested it, whether it is this individual signature. Okay, let me just say, from the 1st of March is when I took office here. We've changed the delegations, and any tender from 1 million to above, any tender above 1 million can only be issued by the municipal manager and nobody else. So which means when a recommendation is made, it will come to the municipal manager with the necessary documents, the minutes and all the specifications. Municipal manager looks at it. If he is happy, then he signs that the tender will be awarded to so and so, and he will allow a 14-day period in which you can object and so on. This tender was not signed by the municipal manager, notwithstanding the fact that it was for 6.125 million. From 200,000 to 1 million is the deputy manager, under 200,000 is the general manager's vacancy. So you can now understand that basically the person who has been suspended is the person who is alleged to be the author of this article, and there is a signature now. Whether it's his signature or not will obviously have to be tested, either in a court of law if we take the justice route, or in a disciplinary hearing if we take the internal. But it has been signed. Okay. So it's basically, I don't know what really happened at Hibiscus. I haven't picked up the full facts of that. But this one here is basically we awarded a tender to somebody, which tender never exists. It doesn't even exist in our books, and we don't even see if we have the money for this thing. And basically, Johan, and to the other colleagues, and I'm sure you'll have your own question, it's not our core function, so we wouldn't engage in something like this. Okay, let me just put it to you this way. This was a service for low-cost housing. And Johan, we don't do low-cost housing. The only thing we do is provide bulks. Paul, we provide bulks to low-cost houses.
That's all we do.
Even the internal reticulation we don't even do. It's done by whoever is doing the low-cost.
No, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, well, let me ask whether there's any truth in the story that we heard along the grapevine that during the investigations into other tender irregularities, that it has been found that some documents are missing, and that some of the evidence or whatever people were looking for, that it's not there anymore.
In some other investigations?
Yes, in other investigations, not with this one.
Okay. I'm not sure about that, Johan, but it hasn't come to our attention as yet. There is one other investigation that's being done by the province, but they are busy with that, and they have not given me any report to say there are documents that they have not been able to get, but that might be so, and when it comes up, then we'll deal with that matter at that point.
Okay, maybe then, just to ask then, are there any other investigations going on at the same time?
I won't say investigation in the sense that we, there's just an issue where the provincial treasury has appointed a company to do an investigation where I think some tenderer must have complained that he has not been successful, or whatever the case, so there is an investigation into that, and they are busy with that. And up until they can finish that and advise us,